Hey, well, I think we are live. Welcome, Gretchen and Kathy, to this intimate conversation on things related to public awareness for the HRC. Shall we do introductions just as for the formality of it, or? All right, Kathy, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Kathy Ostrand-Funch. I'm a member of the Human Rights Commission as well as this task force. Back to you, Joaquin.
My name is Joaquin. I am a member of the commission and I chair this task force and I live in West Salem. Gretchen, who are you?
Very good. My name is Gretchen Bennett. I'm the staff liaison from the City of Salem staff team to the Human Rights Commission.
Well, I'm grateful to you both for being here. Do we have any public comment, Gretchen?
None received.
And we are not at quorum, so we are not in a position to approve the minutes. Do we have an update on the belonging survey? I have not spoken to the professor in the last week, but it closed on Monday, on the 15th. And when do we anticipate having something? Next is a presentation, right, from the students, and that is slated for when?
That is slated for June 14th. I want to double check that I'm remembering the date correctly. That's correct. June 14th, which is the full meeting of the city's Human Rights Commission. We'll get the full report from the students at that time. I understand generally the number of respondents was down from last year, but still robust. I want to say between 500 and 600, if my memory serves me.
Okay. Good. Monthly column idea was discussed briefly, but we can have a fuller conversation here. We did not receive any drafts from other commissioners, but we have something that addresses the changes to chapter 97 that I drafted, I guess, some time ago now. That hasn't seen the light of day, but had Kathy your input and Gretchen's input as well, which I think is still shared with both of you, but I'm happy to share again and maybe send that for the full commission to review in advance of the next general meeting, which will be in June. And if everyone reads it and everyone likes it, maybe it's something we can pitch to outlets in June. Again, I already pitched it as myself, and they didn't like it, but maybe they'll like it more coming from all of us. And then not that we can make any decisions here, but thinking maybe more intentionally about having it be less of a monthly column, just given both the stressors of the demands maybe of pumping that out monthly, but also just taking into account the process thus far and getting it started. Though I know recognizing those are different projects, but might be a bit too much. So maybe making it a column when needed, when an issue arises of import to the commission or that the commission thinks is important to residents. Might be a better arrangement, and we can test drive that idea of others and bring it to outlets. I think that's a good suggestion made by Gretchen offline right before the meeting started. But any other ideas, Kathy, Gretchen, comments?
I totally understand going that way. My concern about doing that is that then
they just won't happen.
With the way that our meetings have been working, and that even that's going to be hard to get something out there in a timely way. I like having something regular, if not monthly, maybe every other month, just to keep it important. I mean, otherwise people are gonna, I don't know, part of having it be a monthly column is so people become more familiar and hear from us more often. And if we're doing it less often than that, I'm not sure it's having the intended purpose.
I agree. I mean, that's totally valid. And I think I was encouraged by Hamadi's enthusiasm last meeting. And by the enthusiasm of others on the commission last meeting, and that didn't translate into drafts this week.
Well, I think and
that was 2 weeks. That was 2 weeks. But
it was 2 weeks, but it was there was enthusiasm. But I think unless there are specific, okay, I will do a column on this topic by this date. I think it's going to be And, people get busy, and if they didn't have a specific task or specifically volunteered, I think that's gonna be a hard way to get something.
It's almost making me think, Gretchen, that we should have, because these weeks delays between things is kind of hard too. Could we have like an active like email chain or something? Is that what's our recourse here? Can we be emailing people between
Thank
meetings?
you. I appreciate your asking that, because while we can be in touch outside of meetings, there's a couple of important reminders. Being a public body, we certainly can't have group email discussion, because that can essentially be a deliberation that's not accessible to the community. And then we also wouldn't be able to do what's essentially maybe a serial meeting, where email one person, get some thoughts, then email another person and get some thoughts. So you're kind of essentially doing deliberations, but just one at a time. And so there are some natural limitations. What you could do is, like, for example, one of you or I could email specific people and ask, could they commit to a topic and a date, ask them to write back, and then I compile that for the next meeting, for example, that kind of follow-up. Or you could write something from your perspective encouraging, and I could forward that to everybody. But it's just important not to end up in discussions offline.
Yeah. We have a list of topics. Maybe we could, with some intentionality, place them in a month over the course of a year and say, can you sign up for it by next meeting, and then have the first one be something we already have or something like that. Might be just to have that. I'm kind of struggling with, I struggle, I generally, as a general thing, I've been struggling because this will be, we're coming on a year of me being on the commission now, struggling with the kind of the lulls in work that sometimes happens, and I don't know how to overcome that. I don't know if I have the language for that exactly, but I think maybe that might be something we can do, some recourse that we have. But I really don't like the idea of there's one tendency where I just write a bunch of things and have people comment on them, but that, other than being more work for me, which I don't really care about, doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of what we do, which is I want everyone to be able to to have that authorality, and I don't like that. But
Makes sense. Would you like me to come up with a schedule of topics, front loading the one that you've already written, and make a sign up essentially and share it around?
Sure, you could. I mean, and I also have some ideas. So maybe if you want to get one started, and we can have maybe 2 or 3 topics a month available. Maybe one that's more general, like introducing the agency. Maybe one that we know will be topical on a given month, and then a third one, and then you and I and Kathy and whomever on this committee can add to that list, and we can come up with 3 per month, and then we send that. Might be a good way to go about doing that, just so that you're not also thinking of 3 things for 12 months. But yeah, that would be great if you could maybe start drafting that, and we could work on that and then have it sent to folks so that they can sign up for things.
Will do. I'll send a draft for your review.
Thank you.
There's a list of possible topics in one of the,
Yeah,
I don't remember how long ago it was. It was last year sometime, of ideas that we can start out with. But I think it's a good idea to put something in front of the other commissioners. Say, okay, here is what we're not one. This is not what we're doing, but here's a plan.
Yeah,
Please.
sign here. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
And I could do, I put together the position description. I think I can take pieces of that and do like a introduction to the Human Rights Commission.
Exactly.
With basically the same information. So I'm happy to take on that.
Thanks.
I don't want, I'm thinking maybe I don't know if we're going to even have time at June 14th meeting. Is that going to be mostly focused on survey stuff? I could have it by the next meeting of this task force if we wanted to do that.
I do think the meeting June 14th will have a huge component of the student report. That tends to be a robust report with lots of engagement from the commission members.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, oh, shoot, I'm sorry. They were distracting me. Some women were walking by me and they were talking and I couldn't hear what you were saying and I got distracted. Oh, never mind. Sorry.
It'll
No,
come
it's
back to you.
good. Thank you for joining us.
I'll come back to okay. Any other ideas on the monthly column? Okay. Any other?
I think what we're talking about tonight is going to help
Yeah.
push it along.
I agree.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was now. Not monthly column related, but are the PDs that Kathy wrote up online now, or has that been
Not yet.
made available? Okay.
Not yet. I attempted to get that up and then the person I was working with needed to go out of town for quite a bit of time. And the team is overall short staffed, so we were down a couple people. So now it's in the queue. That person's just been returning the past day or so.
Oh, okay.
So I've got that along with a couple of other pieces for the webpage for the update.
Great.
But it should be up momentarily.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shall I move on to the name of the task force?
I thought we already changed the name, but did we not? I've been, well, maybe not. I've just been thinking of it as being what did we say? Community, was it community engagement? I don't know. Maybe it's just been in my own.
That was language that I have been kind of throwing around, but I don't think it's officially been done.
Yeah.
And it's something we can do now anyways, because we don't have,
Right.
we don't have quorum, but yeah, just as a general comment, just to have it, just to fill the agenda item. I think the awareness, I appreciate the ACT acronym of the Awareness Campaign Task Force. I think that's there's something there to that, but and I don't think it's a bad name exactly, although I think that maybe it's not kind of nondescript, but I just think that there's a, if ostensibly our role is to engage with the community and bring awareness of the HRC to the community, or be a point of contact for the HRC, though we all act as such in our respective commissioner capacities, I think there maybe is a different name that we could have that might lend itself better to that mission, or at least situate us as a place of contact and engagement with the broader city community. So that's my motivation for changing that name, though I'm open to not changing that.
I'm open to it. I think once we do have a quorum, if it's just a matter of simply, making a motion and voting on it,
I think that is what it is. Is that right?
I agree. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I look forward to future conversations.
We also want to look, about, there's a description of the task force that my guess is probably a few years old at least. And I don't know if we just want to look and see if that still matches what we think we're doing.
Well, I think Rita made reference to that.
She may have been the one who was involved in putting that together.
I think she was. That sounds right. I don't know why I'm speaking for you, Gretchen. I wasn't there.
No, it's okay. You're right. She was our first chair of this task force and built out a description. I can locate that.
Yeah.
And if you like, have it be an attachment at the next meeting along. And so it can be related to the name change if you like.
That would be great. Just for folks to think about the name and relation to what work we do. I think especially with what we now call the community belonging survey, and the language that we've kind of been thinking about with that, the name change even makes more sense, given that becomes such a big part of what we do for like a quarter of the year. So okay. Sans, any more comments on that? Gretchen, do we have or what is our June communique?
I have not clarified that. thinking off the top of my head, we could grab one of the traditional observances or in June that happen. We could also write a post about, we're going to be hearing the results of the belonging survey. Feel free to tune in to the June commission meeting.
Yeah.
You know, we could do either one. Well, I don't know if something comes to mind for you all.
You know, Juneteenth, is this
Oh.
not the first year that that's an official?
Yeah, we could do a Juneteenth
Holiday?
piece. Mm-hmm.
There's also the World Beat Festival.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great opportunity to come meet us in person and talk to their city representatives.
We
And
could write a collection of events coming up. Juneteenth, and here's the Salem Kaiser NAACP event, and then hey, we're going to be at World Beat. Come see us, and also tune into the Human Rights Commission in June. We're going to get the results of the survey. You could have like 3 activities on
is
there.
Salem doing any pride things?
Pride, the Pride month is June, but the actual event is August.
Okay.
So there isn't, so I don't know if we'd want to pause for the August observance or do something in June because that's the national
Yeah.
month.
Well, I think with 3, that's probably good. I mean, I don't want to well, I don't know. I don't know if that's a real pop or not, but 3 seems good. 4 would be fine. I feel like Pride just happened. Am I totally losing a sense of time?
It seems like it did. I know we're in May. It was actually September last year. For some reason, I don't know if it's because they couldn't get the park in August, but it was a little bit later last year than it normally is. But yes, it is. I feel like there is something happening in June, but I don't know. I think maybe it's a different organization, and I'm probably not gonna
Yeah.
find it right now that I'm trying to look for it.
And do you have us every day? No, for the World Beat Festival, Gretchen, or no? We're sharing it with the city, right? The booth.
We're sharing the booth with the city, but folks could come all day, both days. That would be welcome. We have the table all day Saturday and all day Sunday.
Have you sent out a schedule of shifts yet? I know I said I would be there, but I haven't seen anything since then.
Yeah.
Oh, forgive me. There was a communication to the names that I had written down and I might have missed you. So let me follow up, Kathy.
Okay.
Oh, I don't want to be over. I mean, I also think I'm in that same boat. Where I
Okay,
signed
great.
up, but I don't think I saw anything. Or if I did, I missed it.
Okay, great. I'll
I
send
essentially said I could be there either day, but I didn't want to be there both days. So wherever there was a hole in the schedule, if there was one, just to go ahead and put me in.
Great,
Or maybe where there's like one person who maybe wants a buddy or something.
great. Okay.
Okay. Sorry. Doors closing. Any member remarks or announcements? Kathy?
I don't have anything. I've missed a few meetings, which is unusual for me, but I'm hopefully going to be able to make the next few. I don't want to be the reason why there can't be a quorum, but I don't anticipate anything coming up in the next few weeks. So hopefully I'm able to be there. Yeah, that's.
Yeah. My only comments are that I'm looking forward to hearing from the professor and her students.
Mhm.
And I'm very grateful for the work that this committee especially has done in realizing what I think will be the best survey yet in terms of the data that we've collected and hopefully the recognition we can make to city leaders. And I'm really proud of the work we've done and hope to continue that in other ways and again in next year with the survey. And I'm really grateful to everyone for the work they've put in, Gretchen, you especially, and everybody on this committee and those in the community. Lionel, who's not here, but everyone, very grateful for that. That's my only remark. Any other business?
Not that I know of.
Not for me.
Well, with that, I think I may have to call it a meeting. But thank you both for being here.
Well, thank you for being here from
Yeah,
the
thank
East
you.
Coast.
Of course.